I appreciate my good friend from Texas allowing me to have this time in order to share with this body the program that I have for today. So, Madam Speaker, I rise today to call attention to the overwhelming challenges plaguing a community in my district. It's located in White and Carroll counties of west central Indiana, and the communities surrounding Lake Shafer and Freeman are a recreation destination for Hoosiers from all across the state and from Americans across the country. The Twin Lakes, as they're known, straddle the small community of Monticello. In the nearly 100 years since the two reservoirs were created by damming up the Tippecanoe River, their far-reaching attraction has created a flourishing local economy built on tourism, replete with the trappings of a family vacation, including its own amusement park, cruise boat, resort, marina, and much more. Despite all the buildup of amenities of this Hoosier destination, the lakes remain the focal point of the community and the driving force of the regional economy. Unfortunately, lake conditions can also have a negative impact on the local area. At the hands of Mother Nature and outside forces, these crown jewels of the region have been tarnished. On multiple occasions, Lake Freeman, because of drought conditions, has been drained to the riverbed that flows at the bottom. Unfortunately, these episodes of diminishing lake levels have come at an increasingly frequent rate in recent years, and in times of even moderate drought conditions. These droughts cause the lake to be almost completely drained and result in devastation to the natural ecology and the local economy. Businesses, homes, property, both real and personal, tax revenue, and the loss of family time are all impacted. The past 7 months have been one of those times, as drought conditions last summer once again caused Lake Freeman's water level to plummet by more than 13 feet, completely draining the vast majority of this 1,500-acre reservoir. One victim of this devastation is the disruption of local ecological balance. During the worst parts of the episode, area residents walked the lake bed only to find dead turtles, fish, mussels, and more that had succumbed to the lack of water. Safety also became a tremendous challenge for locals and boaters, as water levels sank, exposing stumps, sharp objects, and other items usually covered by the water. These impacts on the lake quality are especially disappointing to a community that has prided itself in their conservation stewardship of the lake. Members of the community has banded together to form Shafer and Freeman Lakes Environmental Conservancy Corporation, also known as SFLECC. This volunteer group raises thousands of dollars every year to fund the Summer Lakes Cleanup Project. Over the years, this group has volunteered over 17,000 hours in helping preserve the beauty and the natural environment of the lake. Residents are facing tremendous economic costs as well. Property values have plunged. Local drinking water and drinking wells have dried up. Retaining walls have buckled, threatening the collapse, and boats stranded and unable to be winterized. The financial costs to solve these issues are too high for many residents. Even if they wanted to move, the values of their homes have dropped considerably. One resident who moved to the Lake Freeman after she retired said, "We built a retirement home 10 years ago. It's probably not worth half of what it was at that time. It's very depressing." Another resident has told our office the difficulties that they have faced after their water well dried up. In order to use any water, they have to drive miles away to purchase their water from a grocery store. Small businesses are facing the same tough financial decisions. The Madam Carroll, a cruise boat and entertainment venue, struggled significantly to keep their business above water, literally. Because of the dried up lake, the owners of the vessel had to dock their boat that usually sails year-round. It's almost as bad as it can get, Chris Peters, the co-owner of the Madam Carroll, told me. Tall Timbers, a marina that helps prepare and store boats for the winter, saw a dramatic drop in their business. And in an average year, they process around 500 boats and winterize them. But we're only able to house around 200 boats this year due to them being unable to access the customers' boats. Susan Wagner, who owns a convenience store and gas station on the shores of the lake, described the situation as bleak. She had to let her employees go earlier than usual because of the lack of business. I'm proud of the resiliency that the Hoosiers of this magnificent community have shown. They have exhausted many options to find a solution to this constant problem. While I am disappointed and saddened for these Hoosiers by their difficulty that these conditions have created, I am happy to report that conditions have finally been restored to normal just recently because of the rains. After more than 7 long months of this kind of condition, I want the Hoosiers in my district and all those impacted by Lake Freeman's challenges to know that I hear their concerns, that I am here on their behalf, and that I will do everything I can to remedy this problem. And with that, I yield back the remainder.